Good morning, everyone. It's about 10:45 on a Sunday. So I was going to spend this week doing mostly stuff related to my graphic novel, Forget Me Not. I have a little bit of like stuff that I want to talk about regarding it in terms of how it's made, the process, just like a little bit about the sequel, stuff like that. But I think I might have to sprinkle in some stuff related to my Etsy shop. If not, completely turn this vlog into stuff related to my Etsy shop. For those of you who haven't watched the first VOD of this channel, hi, I'm Silv. I do a bunch of different things. I have a graphic novel series called Forget Me Not. I'm working on an animated pilot known as The Fairy Tale. And I have a physical product Etsy shop known as Restless Dreams. I actually have two Etsy shops, but one's digital assets for streamers, which I don't really put as much energy as I should be putting into it. And the other one is Restless Dreams, which is my physical product store. Like I'm standing right in front of my station right now. This is like where I keep all my stickers, my pins, my sticker collecting books, my art books, my notebooks, all my key rings, and I also have other stuff that I can't fit on this table. I'm also currently classified as disabled. I put that in quotations because the disability is chronic pain, but it's not chronic in the sense that it won't ever go away, at least not yet. We don't know if that's the kind of chronic pain that it is. What we do know currently is that I've been having really bad pain in my left knee for about 6 months, to a point where I cannot stand, walk, sit, or even lay down for extended periods of time because of how my knee sits. We currently have like a rough idea of what it is, and I am currently awaiting surgery, but surgery can't be until February of 2026. And I just kind of have to make money and survive until then. I don't have any government or health insurance payments coming at the moment. I should have some start coming in May, but even then it's not really going to be enough to live on after you do all the math and like before tax and after tax and how much they can actually give me. It's not a lot. So I've decided that my little side hobbies, my comics and my Etsy shop and my animated series, I want to bring them to the forefront and kind of, since I spend a lot of time at home now, really pour what I can into these like small little business ventures. The Etsy store does make enough to sustain itself and enough to continue expanding itself, but it's not enough to contribute my half of like payments for bills and rent and all that sort of stuff. And we are currently not in a position where we can rely solely on my partner's income. And I have a couple of ideas on how to bring more momentum to my Etsy shop, but a lot of those ideas have to wait until the start to mid period of June, because that's when I have a whole bunch of new products coming in. One of those products will get its own like vlog type video because I'm really excited and I want to talk you guys through the whole process. But yeah, I have to wait until June to implement the things that I want to implement in order to kind of revamp my Etsy shop and like hopefully get some new eyes on it. And while that's all well and good, we're still in April at the moment. I think this is the 27th of April today. So I have to survive the last couple of days of April and then the entirety of May. So I kind of want to start implementing some different strategies now to kind of revamp the Etsy shop, kind of make it something that people would want to go and visit, like promotional stuff, which isn't what I really wanted to do this week, but I think I have to at this point. I think I have to. So my original schedule for Sundays is I'll wake up, eat breakfast, pack and ship Etsy orders, do my grocery shopping, and then schedule some stuff for my Twitch pages like TikTok and YouTube page. And that would be my day. But it's raining outside. It's raining on and off, but it's more on than off, and it's kind of heavy. And I walk to like my local grocer and my post office, and I have this cute little trolley. Let me see if I can grab it. I have this cute little trolley that I bring with me, and I put like all of my packages in, I put all of my groceries in, and I do that. But because, like I mentioned before, I cannot walk properly for extended periods of time, I also have a cane. And so when it's raining, I can't pull my trolley, pull my cane, and also have an umbrella. And I don't have like a coat or anything, so it's a little bit risky for me to go out there and do my groceries right now. I'm not looking at you guys, I'm looking like out the window to see if it's still raining. I checked the weather, it looks like it's not gonna be raining tomorrow, so I'm gonna push all of that stuff, like doing my groceries and dropping off Etsy orders. I'm gonna push it back till tomorrow. I'm gonna do all of tomorrow's stuff today. Which basically just consists of a deep clean of the house, which luckily I didn't really have to do that much because my partner and I worked together to do a deep clean on Thursday, or Friday, I think it was Friday, and we had guests over yesterday, so I just did a quick touch up of like everywhere the guests were, did a re-vacuum, redid the kitchen, I cleaned up the bathroom a little bit, and so I think that'll be enough, at least until my partner comes home and we can do like a big deep clean together a little bit later in the week. But now the current plan is I'm still gonna do the stuff that I had scheduled today in the sense of the social media stuff. So I'm still going to like set up my TikTok and YouTube reels for my Twitch page. I'm gonna try and set up some reels for my Etsy store. But my Etsy store only has a TikTok page at the moment. I'll talk about that a little bit more later on. But once like all the VOD and reel scheduling is done, I'm probably gonna start hopping into, trying to revamp things a little bit. We'll see how that goes. I'll give you guys an update when that happens. I'm really nervous today, if you couldn't tell. So I'm just kind of rambling on and on and on. So before I keep you any longer, I gotta let you go and get some of my work done. We'll see you soon. So I normally don't show the back end of my business this way because, quite frankly, I don't think anyone would find this kind of stuff interesting. However, I decided this time, why not? This is 40 minutes of condensed footage of me watching every single clip of my Twitch channel that was made in the week, picking 14 out of all of them. Sometimes there's like 30 to 40 clips I have to go through, and then exporting them to YouTube, doing all of the thumbnails and all of the descriptions, and then doing the exact same thing on my TikTok page to make sure that the schedules all line up and the same reel goes up the same day on the two different pages. It's pretty intense, but the things we do for our craft. Alright, so all of my clips from Twitch have been scheduled onto YouTube and TikTok. I do want to put these up, like these 3 VODs, Room 46, Last of Us, Walking Dead, up on the YouTube channel. They're currently in the process of exporting because I forgot to highlight them the night before. So I highlighted them and now they're being exported. So while I wait for them to export, I'm probably going to do a little bit of research on what kind of reels I want to make for my Etsy shop's store today. The only problem is I want to find a different platform to post reels related to my Etsy shop because I'm still posting on TikTok for both my shop and my Twitch page, but TikTok has not been very viable for either of them. I've found that YouTube for my animations and for my Twitch reels has been way better. It starts out a lot slower than TikTok, but TikTok, from what I've been trying, I tend to stagnate pretty quick, whereas on YouTube there's like a steady incline of viewership and subscribers and stuff like that I just don't get on TikTok. My main thing is, do I make an entirely new YouTube page just for my Etsy shop's reels, or do I put them on the channel that you're watching this video on? Do I put them on my writing room? Because as I've started making more vlogs, I've been putting stuff related to my business in the vlogs, and I've been talking about my shop and my projects and what I want to do. So does it make sense to put them here, or should I build an entirely new YouTube channel? And if I do, then do I stop putting stuff related to my Etsy shop in these vlogs, and do I start putting them solely on that channel? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to focus on making the reels, and then by the time the reels are done, I'll sit down and like really properly think this over, because I don't think there's anything wrong with putting them on this channel. I can tie it to the vlogs that I'm doing. I can like link the vlog video from the reel. I don't know what it's called, the terminology for it, but yeah, you can link longer videos to your reels so that people can watch the full video from the reel, if that makes sense. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, but for now, the professional terminology is I'm going to do research to create reels for like my Etsy shop and create social media content. The no man's terms is I'm gonna doom scroll small business Instagram and small business TikTok until I can get a couple of ideas. Usually what I'll do is I'll make one, maybe 2 reels in a day, and that'll be it for like the week. But I think this time I want to make like a couple. In this previous vlog where I was talking about Nobilis Studios, I said that in a week I was going to try and make 2 animated reels. One would go up that week and the other one would act as like a buffer so that if anything happens, I don't have to make content that week. So I think I'm going to start doing the same thing. I'm going to grab my little, I can't grab it right now, there's stuff on it, but I'm going to grab my little notebook, and I'm going to write down like a couple of different reel ideas, and I'll make a couple today. It's 5 past midday. It's still really gloomy outside. It looks like the rain has stopped, so maybe I'll do my quick duck to the shops today. I want to try and do it today because tomorrow I've got an appointment with my physiotherapist and I don't want to leave the house twice. That just doesn't feel right to me, for 2 separate occasions. So I might try and run down to the shops while the rain has stopped. And then, yeah, I'll get into my TikTok reels. So I just got home from the grocery store and my cat is not even giving me enough time to put my groceries away. He let me change back into my house clothes, but I'm not allowed to do anything for a little bit. I left the house to do my grocery shopping at 12:23, sorry. And I walked back in at 1:23, so it took me exactly an hour, which feels pretty good. Oh good, he's finally leaving. So yeah, I'm home. I'm gonna unpack the groceries. It's roughly lunchtime, so I'm gonna heat up some ravioli. I'm gonna have some lunch. And then as soon as I finish lunch, I'm probably gonna start making dinner because I bought a bunch of stuff to make soup for the week. I fucking love soup. I'm so excited. It's just gonna be a typical like chicken soup. My favorite's minestrone, but I don't know, I'm just really craving chicken soup right now. So chicken soup it is. And then once I've had my lunch and once the chicken soup ingredients have all been like diced up and ready to go into the pot, wherever I put the pot, then I'm gonna get into that like research for my Etsy's reels that I was talking about earlier, because I was gonna do it before and then I realized that it had stopped raining and I really wanted to capitalize on the fact that it wasn't raining and I wanted to go and do all of my stuff. That way tomorrow I only have to leave the house once, and that's to do my physiotherapy. So it all worked out. I didn't get rained on at all. I'm so happy. So lunch, prep for soup, and then back to work. So I had my lunch, I prepped all of my vegetables and my chicken for the chicken soup tonight. I was texting back and forth with my partner a little bit because some plans for my birthday have been like kind of messed with, not in a bad way. We ended up working it out and everything is fine. We just needed to talk about it a little bit. Make sure everything was in order because my birthday is on May 17th and it's a little while away, but my partner wants to hop on it and get everything planned as soon as possible. So we were doing a little bit of that. And all of a sudden it's 3:18. 3:19 now, and I still haven't done any of the doom scrolling slash Etsy business research that I wanted to do. My stream starts at 5 o'clock, so in roughly 2 hours, but I usually stop whatever I'm doing at around 4:30, 4:45, so that I can properly pack down my workstation, drag all of my stuff from like here down to the living room, because that's where I stream. I got my big TV, my PlayStation all there and all set up. So I don't have a lot of time to do what I want to do. I'm going to do as much of it as I can, but I don't think I'll actually get to making the TikToks today. I might just do all of my like brainstorming and stuff like that, and I might make time to try and do these reels when I get home from physiotherapy tomorrow, because now that I've done everything that I was supposed to do tomorrow and pretty much everything I was supposed to do today, I don't have anything to do before or after my physiotherapy, so I'm gonna try and do that. I probably won't reconnect with you guys until the end of the stream, which will be like, 9 o'clock, 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock, depends on how long it takes me to do the reels for the end of that stream. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get done as much as I can before the stream, and I will reconvene with you guys later. I lied, I'm gonna reconvene with you right before the stream. So, Alan Wake 2 is ready to go. We've got it booted up, well, not booted up, but ready to boot up there. I've got my stream set up here, all nice. Everything's all ready to go. Over there in the kitchen, I have a pot getting ready to warm up so that I can just put all of the stuff for my soup in there and it can cook over the course of the stream. I did end up doom scrolling for a while. It's now 4:57 p.m. And I realized as I was packing up in order to set up my stream that doom scrolling is not effective. I need to do something different. So what I'm going to try and do instead is I'm going to find some stores that have a similar aesthetic to my shop. I'm going to count people that I've never seen before, people who I watch regularly, people who I only see on YouTube, people who I only see on TikTok. I'm going to try and pick 3, maybe 4 artists if I have enough time. And I'm going to try and do like a study of their brand, of the kind of content that they post, of the kind of audience that they have, and kind of like actually take notes and use them as case studies in order to try and build off what I'm doing. Because just doom scrolling through Instagram, trying to find a TikTok trend or a piece of audio that kind of resonates with you is not effective for me. I wasted a lot of time today just sitting on my phone doom scrolling, trying to find ideas, and I only really came up with 3. So I'm going to try and do that and see if that's more effective. And as a point of reference, this is my shop. This is Restless Dreams. We talked about it a little bit in the first vlog. It's still got the old product photos up because I haven't got any of my new product in to take the new product photos, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. I should be having stuff at least ordered by the end of April, so hopefully around May, early June, we can start taking new product photos. But for now, I'm going to stream. I'm going to play some Alan Wake. We're going to have a good time. Hello, it is now the next day. I've had breakfast, I've had a shower, I've done my hair, I've done my skincare routine. It takes a while. It's now, I think, almost midday. Yikes. But I have about like an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes before I have to go to my physiotherapy appointment. So I'm going to do what I talked about yesterday, and I'm going to do a case study of some artists. I've already found two artists who run their own small business who I personally really like the content of, and I'm going to break it down in a couple of different ways. I'm going to have a look at their branding in terms of visual aspect, so like their thumbnails, their color palettes, stuff like that. Maybe how they shoot or how they do their photography or whatever. And then I'm going to do it their branding in terms of like how they word themselves, how they present themselves, whether they're mellow, whether they're really loud, whether they're really, really nice and quiet and they have like ethereal music in the background, or whether or not they have any music in the background at all. I'm going to look at how frequently they post, stuff like that. And then I'm going to try and do a case study on my own business following the same structure. And I'm going to see what things that they have done, not in terms of like how their brand looks, but in terms of how they present their brand, the kind of things that they do that maybe I can implement into my own business. I've got my friend Churgo, he's like streaming right now. So I've got him on in the background, but then I've got like these two artists that I've picked, and I'm probably going to do one more as well. I don't think I'll be able to get it all done in an hour and a half, but I want at the very least to have a very brief breakdown of these people. That way when I come home from physiotherapy, I'll have like a little bit of time before my stream. I won't have an awful lot, but I have a little bit of time before my stream, so I can maybe start doing the case study on my own stuff. And if I have the time, then I can start implementing some of their stuff before I do my stream. Tonight's an art stream, and I have like a commission to work on, so it'll probably encapsulate the entire stream, but because the sketch process and the lineup process and the coloring process all need to be approved by the commissioner, if the commissioner is not in chat, then I have to stop working on the project and work on something else while I wait for a response. I might do some like visual rebranding on my stream. I have no idea. We'll see where the day takes us. But for now, I have some stuff that I want to get done before I go to physiotherapy. So let's do that. Hi, I'm back from the physio. I just got all comfy and snug in my office chair and some like home clothes. I did manage to finish the case studies before I went to physio, which is really good. So I came home, I sat down, and then I reread both case studies. One was very in-depth, another one was not so much, because I picked two creators, one that I've been following for a really, really long time, and one that I just kind of like picked from my Instagram feed that I saw was doing quite well for themselves. And funnily enough, the one with the more in-depth analysis is not the one that I've been following already for a long amount of time. So that was very interesting to see that the person that I've been following on and off for years doesn't actually have a real formula to this stuff. But to be fair, they've been doing this for I think like 8 or 9 years. So maybe they passed the point where they need a formula. So I wrote down a list of a bunch of stuff that I want to implement from both creators. Some of these are video ideas. Some of them are just how to present thumbnails or how to present myself in the reels a little bit more. It has got me thinking that maybe I want to do a complete rebrand, because Restless Dreams is actually one of like a couple of things that I own. If you've watched some of the other VODs, I also run a YouTube channel known as Nobilis Studios. And this is where I post reels related to my two big projects, Forget Me Not and The Fairy's Tale. And eventually when The Fairy's Tale pilot comes out and I start doing more long form content for Forget Me Not, that will also appear on this channel. So I've been debating whether or not I rebrand my Nobilis Studios, whether or not I rebrand Restless Dreams to a Nobilis Studios shopfront. I'm not entirely sure if that's what I want to do or if I want to keep them as two separate entities, but for now, I'm going to carry on as Restless Dreams. We're going to implement some of this stuff that I've written down really slowly over time. I don't have any time to do it right now because it's almost 4:30 and my art streams start at 5 o'clock. I did tell my viewers in the Discord server maybe like half an hour ago that the stream is probably going to be a bit late because there's some stuff that I want to do before I get into the art stream. But luckily for me, tomorrow is Tuesday. And Tuesday is the day that I work on designing a bunch of products for my Etsy shop. So I might as well just dedicate some time tomorrow to also making some Etsy like real content. And I might start popping them on this channel as well. I don't have a lot of designs left to make. I'm trying to find them. Yeah, so out of my phone charm list, I need to make one more. I've decided instead of doing one big batch of 12, I'm going to do 2 little batches of 6. So I need to pick one of these consoles in order to design for a phone charm. And then I also need to finish redesigning the Sonic Hero lanyards. I originally was going to do keyrings and lanyards, but I think this time we're just going to stick with lanyards because the connective cheat keyrings that was a sentence. The connective keychains are very like pricey, and my business does not have a lot of spare money to spend at the moment for a reason that I will get to in another VOD. And then I'm also going to do a Shinx keyring and an Eevee keyring. I might do a couple more. It depends on how much time I have left, because I have until the end of this month to have all of these designs done so that I can order them. So we're gonna spend the day doing some of that, and then hopefully there's some leftover time to do a little bit of this, but we'll see what tomorrow holds. For now, I'm just going to really quickly get some stuff ready for stream. I'm gonna unwind because my legs hurt from physio, and I will start my stream just that little bit late tonight. So I might catch you guys tomorrow. I don't think I'll reconnect with you all after my stream, so I will see you on Tuesday. Hi, it's now Tuesday morning. My cat won't stop meowing at me. Hello? No, don't show them your butt. Don't show them your butt. What do you want, baby? You want playtime? Oh, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Don't touch it. Stop. Oh. So yeah, I'm sitting on the floor now because my cat won't stop meowing and won't stop begging for attention. So he needs his playtime today. He usually gets a little bit of morning play, a little bit of lunchtime play, and then he gets a post-stream play. Yeah? But the thing is, he usually has to wait until I finish breakfast, and I haven't had breakfast yet. So, hey! Why are you biting my elbow? You're not supposed to do that. Naughty boy. Anyway, like I said yesterday, today is Etsy product day. So I'm going to be working mostly on the Sonic Hero lanyards because those are the ones that have taken me the longest to kind of like figure out the style for. So I'm going to hopefully have Team Sonic, Team Rose done. If I'm really lucky, then I could possibly get either Team Dark or Team Chaotix also done. So the stretch goal is to have 3 of them done, but realistically I think I could only finish 2. And then I'm probably going to spend the rest of the day doing some of the Etsy stuff that I was doing research for yesterday. So I have a couple of ideas of like videos and stuff. I think what I want to start doing is, because it's something that I do for like my Twitch pages reels and something that I do for Nobila Studios reels, but for some reason I don't do it for my business reels, and that is to like schedule reels ahead of time. I think I'm gonna start incorporating that into either my Monday routine, which is when I do all of the scheduling for my Twitch page, or my Sunday routine, because I do physio on Mondays now, or my Tuesday routine where like I do a bunch of stuff for Etsy, I record a bunch of stuff for Etsy, and then I schedule a bunch of stuff. So I don't know what part of my week that's going to officially become a part of, but I'm thinking that that's kind of what I want to do for the moment. So my oven is currently preheating with some breakfast. My cat is snoogling. He's just moved around. He's just lying. Oh, never mind. He's off for his wet food. So yeah, breakfast is cooking. I need to find another way to do my face care because I think my face care just ran out yesterday. And I have some spare, but it's the brand that I don't particularly like, so I'm gonna do that. And then once I finish eating and I finish doing Nemi's playtime, I'm gonna do my Etsy stuff. Alright, here we are. I didn't want to finesse the design on camera because I still didn't really know what I was gonna do with the Sonic lanyards. But I think, if my camera could focus, I think this is fine. We've got like the Sonic Heroes heads, and then you've got like Sonic written on it, and it just kind of loops like that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of not happy with it. I don't really know what to say. I'm not happy with it. Maybe it's the background. Maybe the background is too blue. Maybe I need to pick a different color. Maybe the phrase Sonic takes up too much space. Maybe I just don't like having this blatant like merch. I don't know, but something about this is not not doing it for me. I might skip the Sonic Heroes lanyards if I'm being honest. I need more time to finesse them, and the stuff needs to be done by tomorrow, so I think we might skip the lanyards. I'm not sure. Okay, I decided. I think I'm gonna put a pause on the lanyards. Maybe I'll decide to pick them up again tomorrow, but for now, I'm gonna put a pause on them. I want to do more original stuff involving my snooze, which is all these little guys. I'm going to be doing a really big project related to them soon, which I'll put in a future vlog. But for now, I want to do stuff related to these guys. Specifically Nougat, this yellow one here. Rocher, this one here. And Dewdrop, who I don't have a picture of in this feed, I don't think. Oh, here he is. But he's the mascot of my store, so I want to do something revolving around these three. I have designs ready for key rings, but I think I want to do some stickers and also some buttons. I have 2 buttons here from like a convention that I went to as size reference. So this 32mm one is about this big. I measured it up just to make sure. This is what the 32mm one will look like. This is a neurodivergent pin I got from I think it was called Colourful Minds, a little art market not too long ago. And then I've only got a button that's 58mm as well, which is this one, which I also got from Colourful Minds. So as you can see, it's a pretty big size difference between this one here and the 32mm one here. I'm not sure whether or not I'll go for a size this small, but I know for a fact that I don't want buttons this big. So maybe somewhere in the middle, like 44 mils. But I think I'm going to do some buttons and some stickers. I really, really wanted to do a new product, which is what the lanyards were supposed to be, but I'm scrolling through Vogue Grace, which is where I get most of my stuff. Not all of it, but most of it. And they haven't got any new products that really resonate with me. I could do like a notebook or a sketchbook, but I already have 2 of those if we turn around. I've already got the Storyteller and the Visionary. The Storyteller is a notebook, the Visionary is a sketchbook, and they don't sell very well. I could do some snoo themed ones, but I really just want to make sure that people know what snoos are. So this is a sketch that I did ages ago, No Sleep for the Stupid. This is one that I wanted to turn into a sticker. So I think I'm going to start here and then just kind of thumbnail out a bunch of different designs. I don't know if I want this to be a button or a sticker. So I'm just going to design them how I feel I want to design them. And then as we go on, I'll decide which ones are going to be buttons and which ones are going to be stickers, because I can reformat stuff easy once it's drawn. All right, it's voiceover Sylv back at it again with some context. So I decided that these designs are going to double up as buttons and stickers. I don't know if I'm going to commit to that idea, considering that I still have to order everything, but we'll see what happens by the time ordering time comes around. Now, fun fact, each one of these speed draws that you're looking at, I speed draw 4 designs, each one is sped up by 5,000%. It looks really, really choppy in Premiere right now. I don't know if it'll look choppy for you when I export it, but if it does, that's why. Everything is sped up by 5,000% right now. Now, I really, really want to talk about snoos, which are the creatures that I'm drawing right now. I want to talk about what they are, where they came from, how to make your own, stuff like that. But I'm going to be dedicating a future vlog entirely to the process of creating snoos and how I ended up with what I've got at the moment. Snoos are incredibly important to me, and I don't feel like I could condense it in such a short period of time over a speed draw. But rest assured, more information about these cute, fluffy little guys is coming soon. I'm really, really hoping that it's going to be the next vlog that I do, because I'm just really excited. I can't contain how excited I am for these little guys. So I'm really, 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 really hoping that next week, if not the week after, is when it's finally time to expose these cute little fucks to the world. The information that I can give you is that the brown one's name is Rocher. He loves pulling pranks and is a professional menace to society. The yellow one's name is Nougat. He is incredibly strong and incredibly helpful and loves helping people out with their projects. And the blue one is Dewdrop. He is an incredibly sensitive bean who really just wants people to chillax and have a fun time together. And the 3 of them are all the best of friends. Snooze are going to play a massive role in the future product launch that I have planned. Obviously, we've got these buttons and stickers that we're currently designing, but there's also a really, really big element that I'm hoping to reveal in that future vlog where I talk about the snooze in depth. But on top of that, I'm also going to have a couple of key rings and perhaps some other merch as well. I really want to do a sketchbook with some snooze on the front and back covers, but I'm not entirely sure if I want to invest in that yet because, like I mentioned earlier in the vlog, the sketchbooks and notebooks that I currently have already don't sell very well, so I guess we'll see where that goes. Anyway, my time with you is running out, so I'm really quickly going to pass you back on to past Silv because I'm recording this the day before the vlog is supposed to go live. Wish me luck, everybody. Okay, I ended up drawing for a lot longer than I thought I was going to. I have to set up for my stream now, but I'm going to wrap up. Something really interesting happened though. While I was looking for inspirational pictures, because these little snooze stickers that I'm going to do are just going to be memes, so I wanted to find some like meme poses like this one here. Honestly, sidetrack, I think I'm going to copy paste this pose and then just do one Rocher, one Dewdrop, and one Nougat, and then do the same with like a different sticker, like just the same pose but the 3 different snooze, just to make my life a bit easier. But while I was looking on Pinterest for some ideas, I came across this. And the reason why this is a big deal to me is because it looks very similar to some of my stickers. Not exactly the same. The one that immediately caught my eye was this one here. Pour on the side, pour up, pour. This one, pour on the side, pour up, looking, right? And this one here, this void in the jar, because that one reminds me a lot of my fairy bottle shinks. The thing is, I don't know, like I don't think they ripped off me. I don't think they stole my designs. I just thought that they were really, really similar, like this one here and this one here. I don't think they're the same, but what's got me is I did a reverse image search to see if I could find the original artist, and all I can see is Shein, AliExpress, Temu, eBay, and like a couple other really cheap like export stores. I can't find an original artist connected to this, which makes me really sad. It makes me wonder like where these things actually came from. And the thing about Temu in Shein, at least from what I can tell on the listings for these products, is that it doesn't say when the listing was made, so I can't verify when these came out. It's entirely possible, like I'm an incredibly small artist, so I'm not going to say that these people stole from me. I think it's just a massive coincidence. But I am curious whether or not these came out before I made these sticker designs public or after, because I just really want to know now. I'm so curious, but I can't find it anywhere. So I'm going to pack up. I'm going to set up my PlayStation. We're going to play The Last of Us tonight, and I'll probably catch up with you guys tomorrow, talk about my plan for tomorrow. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. If you can hear any rustling or like, you know, jiggling, it's because I'm giving my cat his morning time play. Or at least I'm trying to. He keeps hiding in that little tunnel right there. But anyway, there's a little bit that I want to do today. Today is normally the day that I will sit down and do my Nobilis reels, like my little like quote unquote animated reels for my other YouTube channel. But today is also the last day that I can get all of my inventory ready, or all of my designs ready, sorry, to order the inventory for my next shop update, which is supposed to be in June. So instead, what I'm going to do is finish up the designs. There's not a lot There's not a lot to finish up, so it shouldn't take me all day. And oh, good boy. Oh. Took the string through the hole. Yeah? He won't give it back. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up the designs, and then the stuff that I wanted to get to yesterday, but I didn't quite get to. Sorry, my cat won't let go of his string. And so the other stuff I wanted to get done yesterday that I didn't get the chance to was the social media scheduling, because I want to start posting more reels, posting more photos of my product, you know, kind of just pushing the store out there so that there's a couple more eyes on it by the time the shop update is ready. So I am already kind of like mentally brainstorming a bunch of reels that I want to make based on the research that I did on Monday. But I'm gonna have breakfast, I'm gonna touch myself up, you know, do my skincare, and then I'm gonna sit down and actually start writing down these ideas that I want, just so that I know if I need to film any more of my creative process while I'm working on the designs today, so that I have B-roll for when I do these TikToks. But yeah, for now, pretty straightforward day. While I'm filming the TikToks, I won't be able to film vlog stuff for you guys because I only have one camera. I only have my trusty phone, which is what you're on right now. But I might be able to show you guys like the editing process, or maybe if I do end up needing more B-roll footage for these TikToks, I can show you like what I'm working on. But we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna finish giving my cat his playtime because he's still very hypo. And then, yeah, we're gonna have breakfast, wash up, and get started. Okay, it took a little while because I caught myself doom scrolling, and I also had to upload the video clips to edit this vlog together. But I do have 7 ideas if we ignore this re-upload because this is an existing reel. So ideally I wanted 8 because I wanted to have one scheduled once a week for the entirety of May and the entirety of June. My new products should be arriving early to mid-June, but that being said, I still wanted a buffer so that I had a couple of weeks to make new reels with the new stock. So that's why I want the reels to cover the entirety of June, but that's okay. We'll work with what we've got. Most of them are related to snooze, introducing snooze, Rocher the snoo, Nougat the snoo, Dewdrop the snoo, how to make your own snoo. So there's a lot of snoo stuff, which for people who don't know what a snoo is, I have been talking about it for a while, but I promise the next vlog that I do will be a vlog talking about the snooze, because I really, really want to reveal what these guys are. So I'm going to be working on some of this stuff. Luckily for me, Rocher, Nougat, Dewdrop, I can just use the footage that I got yesterday that you saw a little bit of earlier in this vlog if my editing is done correctly. I can just use that footage to put over for the TikTok voiceovers for talking about these guys. And then the stuff down here, that's a re-upload. I've got testing markers in my sketchbook because I have these sketchbooks here that I showed earlier in the vlog, the Visionary. I've had them for a while. I have a display copy that is my own, but when it comes to being an artist, you really want to know what kind of materials the paper can handle. So I'm going to test alcohol markers on it, and I put a little note here that I should also ask, that I should also ask in the comments section what other art supplies people want me to try in the sketchbook, and hopefully that will continue to provide me with ideas for new TikToks. I'm also going to be designing mystery bag packaging because I haven't mentioned it, but I actually have a mystery bag planned with a bunch of like retro like Nintendo consoles, or like older Nintendo consoles. There was supposed to be 12. I ended up settling on 6 and then doing the other 6 for a different season, I suppose. So I'm going to be designing the packaging for the mystery bag, and I figure I may as well turn that into a TikTok as well. So luckily, I don't have to do too much filming outside of what I've already filmed. And I'm really, really hoping that I can just get it done today. I did take a lot longer to come up with this list than I thought I would. It is currently, it's almost 11 o'clock. So I'm going to get done everything that I can. Worst case scenario, I'll have to push this back into tomorrow's half day. Because like I always spend at least half of Thursday doing business related stuff, and then the second half of Thursday, Friday and Saturday are just for me and my partner. But hopefully I can get through all of this. What do you think, Nemi? Can I get through all of it today? Get through all of the work today? Yeah? Good boy. So I didn't end up mentioning this, but I decided not to retire the Sonic lanyard idea and just go ahead and make them anyway. I'm just giving you a quick glimpse of what that looks like. I'm just doing full front shots of all of the Sonic Heroes team and putting them on a custom lanyard. I didn't record the entire process. I just wanted to really quickly show off what it looks like making some of these heads, because while it is simple, it's also really fun to do. And I gotta say, the lanyard design has grown on me a lot. So I hope you guys like them. Okay, so it's 10 past 3. I'm realizing now that I'm not going to get these lanyards done in time. I finished Team Rose. I can't zoom in because I only have one hand, but I've finished Team Rose and I'm currently working on Omega so that I can finish Team Dark. And then after that, I have to do the headshots for the 3 Chaotix. And originally, I was going to do 2 extra ones. I was going to do Diamond Cutters from IDW Comics and also a Team Soul, which would have been Blaze, Silver, and Marine, because, you know, the Soul Emeralds and stuff like that. But I still haven't had lunch. I still have a lot of artwork to do, and I haven't even started on all of the reels that I wanted to get done today. So here's the plan. The stream starts at 5 o'clock. I normally pack up around 4:30, 4:40 in order to pack up all this stuff and then bring it over to the living room behind me to start streaming. So I'm going to have my lunch because I still haven't eaten yet. It's in the microwave right now. And once I finish eating, I'm going to put these lanyards on hold and I'm going to prioritize filming for the TikToks. So there's, I think, 3 where I don't really need footage. I'm looking at my list now. There's like 3 or 4, like these top 4 where I don't really need footage. I can just do voiceovers. How to make your own snoo needs its own custom footage. Testing the alcohol markers also needs its own footage. And designing the mystery bags will probably be the last thing that I do today, if not the first thing I do tomorrow during my half day. I wanted everything done so that I could order the designs tomorrow, but I'm going to be honest, I think tomorrow is not going to end up being a half day. It's going to end up being a full day. I'll let my partner know. I'm sure he'll be fine. We've still got Friday and Saturday together. But realistically, as long as I can order the designs tomorrow, it should be fine. Like, regardless of whether it's tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, or like the last thing I do before I pack up for the night. As long as things are ordered tomorrow, they should arrive on time for the start of June. So I'm going to pack all this up. I'm going to eat. I'm going to prioritize my filming, which unfortunately I won't be able to show you, but maybe I'll show you some of the, oh, there goes my pen. Maybe I'll show you some of the Premiere editing when we get to that part. And then whatever time I have left before my stream starts, I'm going to try and rush out as much as I can, and we'll just see where tomorrow takes us.